People of Dubois County, Indiana, I'm telling you, this bozo, Tom Kleinhelter, is begging for a lawsuit. He's begging me to take a bunch of money out of your pocket because it's the county that's going to have to pay it. When I sue the county, sue the sheriff's department, he's not going to pay it out of his pocket. You're going to have to pay for it. The taxpayers have to pay for it. You have to pay my lawyer bills and the settlement, because I just keep getting illegal stops, harassment. Been going on for years. And Tom seems he wanted to turn the sheriff's department into an instrument of intimidation against anyone who dares to write a letter to the editor of a newspaper criticizing the corrupt cops, all the bullshit that goes on, letting commercial trucks speed through town and doing nothing about it, the corruption in the health department, various county departments. If you write a letter to an editor and they publish it, the cops will start pulling you over illegally, harassing you, putting your life at risk. Maybe you catch coronavirus from one of these slobs. And they want to intimidate you. They hope maybe they'll catch you drunk or something, and then they can get you, or whatever it is, some stupid thing. So here, April 17th, about 11:45 at night, another illegal stop. Loaded turkey trucks flying through town, going at least 55 into 35. And there's two cops out here. They don't write any tickets, but I'm on a bicycle, and they illegally stop me because I'm on a bicycle on private property. Figure that one out. So I was earlier today, well, about dark, I went out to the mailbox and I went around the back of the house into the backyard, and I happened to glance down toward the park, and I noticed it looked like a van stopped on the road. Somebody got out, the van took off, another van pulls up, the guy walks over to the van, some more cars pull up, somebody comes down the road with a spotlight, shining a spotlight out in the fields, and I thought, what the heck is going on? Something's missing, somebody missing something. And I was watching, and they kept driving around town, like 4 or 5 different vehicles. Somebody was hanging out at the park. And I thought, are they missing an animal? I bet somebody's dog ran off. And I wasn't sure. So I like to help people find animals because I know what it's like for an animal to be lost. The stress and the worry. Plus you want the animal to be okay, right? So I walked down and I asked the guy, I said, what are you guys looking for? No, we're looking for a dog. Okay. I said, well, I can help you look. I can look on my place. I'll look around, because I figure they're not going to stay all night, but I can keep looking in the area because I live here. I can look tomorrow, whatever. If I know what they're looking for, if I see something, I can maybe grab the dog, keep it, and give a phone number. So call a phone number. So I asked the guy for a phone number, and he gave me one. I said, okay. And I walked away, and I shined around. I looked around at my property in various places for about an hour, and then I went in the house. They all seemed to leave at some point. It's Monday night. People want to get home and do whatever on a Monday night. So I came in the house for a couple hours. I ate, did some chores, and I thought, I'm going to go back out, because sometimes if a dog runs off, they'll come back to the place they ran away from, like down at the park. So I thought I'll just hop on my bike. I've walked enough today. I'm already wore out and hurting, so I'll just hop on the bike, got my flashlights and all that, and I'll just take a swing around the park down there and see if I see the dog. I wasn't going to go all over town. I'll go to the park, and then I'm just going to, I'll take a swing around there, and I'll look tomorrow. I'll look around in the daylight. So that's what I was doing, and I was just heading home. I was out for 10 minutes on my bike. I don't know if these guys have, I think, a lot of these cops, they have little informants around town thing. They're looking, and, I know they want to get me because I criticize the corruption. So anyways, I thought, well, I'll swing by. And again, turkey trucks flying through town, going at least 55 and a 35 right now, tonight. They never pull these over because the cops get money from the turkey industry, whatever, backdoor, whatever, how they do it, donations, I don't know. But they get paid off, and then the loaded semis can fly between houses, almost twice the speed limit, and the cops don't do anything. But a guy on a bicycle, we got to harass that guy. We got to get on that guy. A guy on a bicycle is not breaking any law. We got to get on his ass, because especially, if he's one of these guys that makes videos and writes letters to editors and shit like that, we got to try to fuck that guy over and shut him up. So anyways, here's the stop. I'll just play it.
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm Deputy Clark at the Sheriff's Office.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking on you. Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm looking for a dog.
Looking for a dog?
Yeah, somebody's
Okay.
missing the dog.
Okay. You're missing a dog?
No, somebody else is.
Okay. Where'd the dog come from? Where's it missing from?
They were playing ball at the park down there.
Okay. Alrighty. About how long has it been missing?
About 3 hours.
3 hours.
Big dog about that tall.
Okay.
Big.
Did they report it missing?
No, I talked to him. I don't know.
Okay. Alrighty. Is everything, you doing alright, man?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you got your ID just so I can tell my dispatch who I was talking to?
I don't need to do that.
Okay.
I'm just going home right there.
What's your name, sir?
I don't need to give it.
Alrighty then. You have a great day.
What are you doing, little buddy? Are you a big doggy? Huh? Are you the doggy? No, you're the cat.
So again, this guy had zero reason to pull me over. No traffic violation. There's no law against riding a bicycle around, especially on private property, especially 100 yards from your house. Got the reflector, I got the lights, I got the horn, I got I got the whole deal. The bike's legal as they can get. Okay. Absolutely no reason to pull me over at all, except the word is out. I'm this guy who lives here. Sometimes I go out riding a bike. Keep an eye out for him and see if you can fuck him over. Because he's that guy that writes letters about corruption in the papers and on websites and makes videos about corruption. And he was targeted by corrupt county commissioner John Berger, who's a buddy of Sheriff Terry Tanner, who tried to fuck me over with a lying bunch of shit. And it's all connected. All this shit in this shithole county of Dubois County, Indiana, it's all these people are connected. It's the courthouse, it's the, every little office, every little shithole place. All these corrupt people, they all kind of know each other and they all kind of stick together. And if you criticize one of them, they kind of all come after you. The 911, the dispatch, they play a part in it too. They'll set you up with lies and all this shit. They did an illegal stop in the same place a couple years ago, right after I had criticized the health department for not taking action against John Berger with his illegal septic system coming onto my property. Complained to the health department, it got nowhere. I criticized some politicians that maybe have cop friends. They give money to the cops. They're all buddies. Vote for me. They endorse these assholes. And then if you criticize this politician, you're criticizing my buddy or my donor or whatever it is. So it's all a big corrupt shithole. And they want to go after a guy who have chronic health disabilities. That's who they're going after. Me. Chronic fatigue, severe migraine attacks. I've had this stuff for years. And that's who they go after. They're not looking out for the little guy. They want friends. They want their big shot friends. That's who they're looking out for. That's where the money is. I don't give them any money. See, I pay my property tax. That's the only money they get, really, is taxes. But they want those big money donors. And they want those politicians to smooth the way. They don't want politicians making laws to limit the cops. The politicians do this stupid shit where they give corrupt cops millions of dollars. When cops murder people, they go, oh my God, the cops need more money so they can train these assholes. No, you don't get rid of murderous, corrupt cops by giving them millions of more dollars. You pass laws that put these cops in prison where they belong and keep them from getting hired in the first place. But the police state in this country is a whole damn country. It's all a big network. Every level, it's all the same shit. This country is a total Nazi police state. They just took the playbook right out of the Nazi playbook after World War II and said, let's do what the Nazis did. And that's what the American government has done ever since. Another thing, if you complain about cops to your police department, the sheriff or the chief or whatever it is, whoever these assholes are that run the place, they don't look at that and go, well, I got a bad cop on my hands. What they do, the cop who gets the most complaints gets the most pats on the back, because they go, wow, he's out there working, he's shaking people up, he's getting a lot of complaints, he's doing his job. That's how they look at it. The more complaints a cop gets, they promote the bastards. So they want to go out and get complaints from people for harassing people, doing illegal stops, shaking people down, being snoopy, sneaky creeps, snooping around. You can't just go out and do anything. You have to be constantly under the watchful scrutiny of these creepers with guns and badges. So your complaint, and I'm not saying you shouldn't file a complaint, because it could come into play years later when the cop murders somebody, and you can go, Well, look, he had all these complaints. Hey, sheriff, why didn't you fire that guy? Look, he had all these complaints. So it could come into play somewhere, especially with a lawsuit, because when a cop has a bunch of complaints and he murders somebody or beats the shit out of a pregnant woman or whatever it is, then your lawsuit can stand a better chance of a payout. But as far as you think you're getting the cop in trouble, no, their boss, they pat them on the back and say, "Good for you. You're getting a lot of complaints from people. That's what we like, because you're out there kicking ass." You're so that's how these creeps think. Just in case anybody had any didn't know that, I'm telling you right now. But cruising for a lawsuit, and I ain't gonna hire one of these lawyers in Dubois. I'm gonna hire a civil rights lawyer outside of Dubois, because you can't get these lawyers in Dubois won't touch these cops. They don't want to be harassed and targeted. They won't sue the cops around here. You have to get a big shot lawyer who's outside the area to come in, who's not related to these assholes. They're not cronies, not buddies and brother-in-laws and all this shit. So you got to get an outsider lawyer to come in and sue these assholes. So that I'm going to start looking at that. And because I between the state cops and these deputies and the county deal, they fucked with me plenty. There's a long list of fuckery going on. So I'm going to start looking into that. Yeah. So this police state shit in this shithole called America, this Nazi-style police state that is America, it's been going on for ever since the ink was dry on the Declaration of Independence. They just traded one half-ass police state for another. That's all it is.
What's your name, sir?
Ben, what's your name, little boy?
What's your name, sir?
Ben, what's your name, little boy?
What's your name, sir?
Ben, what's your name, little boy?
What's your name, sir?
Ben, what's your name, little boy?
What's your name, sir?
Ben, what's your name, little boy?
Mark Twain knew what it was like to be targeted by corrupt cops. It happened more than once, I think, but when he was in San Francisco, he was writing for a newspaper, and he started to write and report on the cops beating the shit out of Chinese people. Cops would just rob them and rip them off and beat the shit out of them and all this. And he started to write about it, and the cops started coming after Mark Twain. So much so that he had to leave town to get away from them. So I write letters to the editor complaining about cops being corrupt, not pulling over speeding commercial trucks, but then they pull over a guy on a bicycle, right? I complain about corrupt bureaucrats in the county, creepy, corrupt people, and they come after me, just like cops came after Mark Twain. So I'm in pretty good company, I guess. I'd rather be with Mark Twain than be with a bunch of Nazi creepers who want to illegally harass people and pull people over and try to do intimidation bullshit at taxpayers' expense when they turn a blind eye to actual violations and crimes and then harass the guy who's pointing out that they're not going after the violations and the crimes.